This program,
the
LibreOffice, right, and install Microsoft Office because I'm guessing, all Microsoft Office users. And LibreOffice and Microsoft Office are just different enough that if you're trying to do a presentation and the only time you ever see LibreOffice is when you're trying to do a presentation, it just messes you up. And do your instructors a favor and fix it for them. So here's our nav log. This is before the flight. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, right. So what was our engine start time? Did anybody record that?
Yeah, it's on one.
Oh yeah, well, 20, that's what's in here already. What's our real start time today? What time were we? Approximately, pick a number.
20. Yeah.
2020.
2020? Okay.
That was 5 minutes.
Oh, did we call in our bingo time? Did we report off? Did we report? How close are we to the CSP anyways? We're not there yet. Oh, we're getting close. Are you guys keeping track of that?
Yep.
So
That's your job, right?
0011.
We've got that. I've got it running on Aussie here too. Oh, in the folder I have in the Norman Wells folder there is a CLA route and waypoint file. That's your Aussie Explorer route and waypoint file for this scenario. So on this computer here, I can load that up. I can try and load that up. Right, I'm just busy from 10 to 12, so he did it, and I'm showing it to you. Okay, so we're navigating. We're doing our simulation. We're halfway down the first leg. At some point, we're supposed to call base. So that's how I did that. That's what you wanted to know. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. And now right now, actually, we're looking at the pilot view on the CVT. Up in the top left corner here, there's the view control. So I can put that over to the navigator view, right? Because that's who's looking at the big screen of the navigators, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody mentioned it, but we're off track, aren't we?
I've seen that.
No.
That's 1.8.
You guys didn't load okay, this is a Foreflight thing. You guys didn't load the search pattern until after we were into the search pattern. So your Foreflight is probably flying to the first waypoint in the route, not the end of the first leg, which is where, see, my pink leg is the first search leg. But your pink leg is probably from Norman Wells to the 1/3 transit point.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to pull up, and this is a Foreflight thing, you need to go to the nav log. So you're looking at this, and if you scroll up and down the nav log waypoints, you'll see there's a purple one. That's the active one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to go to the line which has 1 CSP to 101E.
Yeah.
And you want to touch that, and then in the fine print, after you touch it, it'll say fly this leg. And this is good stuff to be practicing on the ground with navigators, because if you do this wrong, it's going to clobber your route, and then you'll have to go back to your history and restart it. So did you activate that route successfully?
No, how do you activate it?
Okay, so we got some yes. Sorry. That was mine. It looks the same. So when I touched my leg here, I touched the, oh, it's already activated because it was already purple. That's why. I think, let me just try this.
Actually, it's on track now. Now it's,
Yeah. Well, you
Okay,
Now it's working.
so, yeah, if you touch it, it says change plan, and then it comes up with two options, direct to something or other, or fly leg something or other. And so you pick the fly leg something or other. And then it'll set that line to be purple, which tells you that it's your current leg. Cancel. Did that work, Sarah? Not quite? So this is how we learn how to change the leg in the plan that we want to fly. Well, yeah, you guys are marking your maps too, right, as we go along.
Of course.
I went out the window about 10 minutes ago. I'm on the mat.
And, but my thought is, there's a whole bunch of stuff we can talk about navigating and get navigators familiar with the whole process of things that you need to be doing before search, on search, every half hour, every hour on search. And we could complicate the whole issue by turn left. Now what do we do? How do you make a waypoint in Foreflight? Okay.
Foreflight's all updated, so we have the current VNCs. So when you're sending files like this, are you sending the old VNC or are you just
I'm
sending
not
the
sending the
track?
VNC, I'm
You're
only
just sending the track.
The
route. The route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the routes.
The
Okay.
route,
So
yeah.
it's got
Okay.
Whatever you got.
The CVT has actually been flying the autopilot. The autopilot has been navigating, but you can tell by looking at your route on your Foreflight, it doesn't do a very good job of that, does it? Unfortunately, the background is really dark, and I don't have a solution for that. But the simulated background that they put into the CVT is not very good, and that's just unfortunate. There's not a lot we can do about that in the short term, except find areas where there's good ground definition. But trying to do a navigator simulation where the navigator has the map in front of him and is trying to tell the pilot, okay, you see the third island? We want to pass the right shore at the far end of the third island. Trying to navigate that way, I don't think is going to be very successful because the screen does not have a good enough ground picture to do map reading, navigating off your 1 to 250, and that's just a poor choice that they made. But with the exception of that, there's still lots that you can do with navigator training, especially how to use GPS with this cable, or if you want to, I personally think your best tool that we have available is Aussie Explorer Movie Map Display. It can load the pattern, it can print maps, it can collect track logs, it can, a waypoint. I just made a waypoint. Alt-K. Done. Okay, make a waypoint in Foreflight. 1, 2, 3.
Got it.
so Dave, I'm not clear on how you're using that cable for the Garmin.
I'm not at the moment, but I'm using this cable here because I want to get the location into my Windows PC so that I can run Aussie Explorer in movie map mode. He can't see it, so you have to tell him it's here. Okay, but you see there's my airplane, the red arrow.
Yeah, Warren, we have something for our office to feed it wirelessly to our Aussie machines.
That pops up.
So why do you have that other cable for the Garmin?
This cable, because I could also instead use that cable to plug it into a GPS. And if you didn't want, if you wanted
Exactly,
to
I've
teach
done that.
somebody how to use
Follow
a
on one,
GPS to do their navigating
Yep.
and work the GPS in the air, you could do that. Just like we're learning how to use Foreflight, and I'm also demonstrating that you could do the same thing with Aussie Explorer.
And a GPS receiver.
Or you could do it with a GPS receiver as well,
Yeah,
yes.
all right.
And we could do the area, we can do the 296, might be able to do the 496. Anything that you, any aviation GPS that you can get the bare wire cable for, or some other cable and cut it and find the right wire and solder it out to it.
In the Northwest Territories, Eric, he flies with his computer.
Yeah, you're flying with the Surface with Aussie and a receiver.
Oh, yeah, okay, so if I were flying, if I were not simulating, okay, I would have, I haven't actually flown with this physical device because I just got it recently, but I fly with a PC about a little bit smaller than this on my lap, and I use either a Bluetooth GPS or an eTrex GPS plugged in with a USB cable. Unfortunately, there is a little bit of technical hardship required in doing this. I agree. The cable, it requires some effort, but you've clearly got the skills, even in this room, to put this together, right? You just have to make the executive decision to buy a couple $100 worth of gear and package it all up together and send it off to all of the zones. And I don't know, it probably means your training person, somebody or other is probably going to have to go around and help you set it up. But literally, Friday afternoon, I came in with my stick and my cables, and it took, well, the CBT was a little dusty. We didn't do the 150 updates that it wanted to do. We had to install this and stuff like that. Anyways, it was only an hour and we had it running. And we were doing exactly this.
Now, you've made some changes to the program itself.
Spotter's off task.
Thank you. To the CBT?
Right.
My changes are all just in that configuration file in the saved user scenario folder. That's all I've done to the CBT. Oh, I think we're turning.
Getting there.
Oh, we hit me on the leg, that's why.
Yeah. Our autopilot's on the ball, even if I'm not. What we can do is I can also, and there's let me put the navigator gauge back up here where you guys can see it.